When I have enough cherry tomatoes, I run the dehydrator. So this should be enough for 2 or 2.5 levels of the dehydrator, which is good enough to run. So all I do is cut the cherry tomatoes in half and place them on the dehydrator tray, cut side up. And then I sprinkle them with just a little bit of salt as they dehydrate and turn it on. So I'll show you how to do that, how I do it. I don't have one of the big fancy dehydrators. I got this one at Walmart probably 15 years ago now or more, actually. And it is still just fine for kind of what I need it for. But one day I might upgrade to an Excalibur. But for now, honestly, this makes everything I need. Whenever you're laying them out on the dehydrator tray though, make sure that they're not touching. They dehydrate a lot quicker. Sprinkle with a little bit of salt. I don't know, that just adds flavor. I did that for the first time last year and we really liked the taste of them. Put that back in there for the next level. A little over your shoulder for good luck. Put this on the dehydrator. It's hard for me not to eat these when I'm in the garden. I usually sneak a few, but I really do try and preserve enough that we have a full quart of these going into the winter time. Put them on the dehydrator. And they do touch, so whatever. Put the lid on, turn it on. And this will take probably about 8 hours. So what I'll do is every couple of hours, I'll come and swap the trays. And if I have, you know, a full stock, once the tomatoes really come on, I'll have all 5 trays full. And then I just kind of change them every couple of hours so that they dry evenly. Okay, just checking the sun-dried tomatoes, and these darker ones are done. They feel kind of leathery. So I just go through at this point, pick them off. They're still a little bit warm, so I put them on a plate to cool off, and then I amalgamate the trays. So any that are, just to make it a speedier process, and then I'll let this run overnight. These are all still pretty. One's not bad. Yeah, these are all done. Yeah, so I'll keep going, but this is what they look like when they're done. The dehydrator ran all night last night, and so my sun-dried or dehydrated cherry tomatoes are done. This is what one looks like. They're pretty cute. They're actually really pretty. So once you take them out of the dehydrator, I just put them on a plate to cool down and kind of harden up. And if any are really wet still, they have to go back in the dehydrator. That's one thing to be careful of. Then all I do is add them to a quart jar like this and fill it with olive oil. And I will just continue to do that until the entire thing is full. So I completely cover the dehydrated tomatoes in olive oil, and then to store them, I just keep them in the fridge, and when I'm ready to use them, I just take them out, let the kind of oil soften up a little bit, and scoop out what I need. Normally, I use these in pesto when I make pesto in the winter time. So there you go, super pretty. I use these in pesto in the winter time, and so what I'll do is I'll take out the dehydrated tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes, whatever, chop them up, and then I usually add a little bit more olive oil. It's usually needed when I freeze or unfreeze or when I thaw the pesto from the cubes. And so I'll add this olive oil to the pan or the pot to help increase the flavor. It's super delish. Highly recommend if you have a dehydrator. If you don't have a dehydrator, you could do this in your oven. Although at this time of year, it's a lot because it would need to be on pretty much all day at the lowest setting possible. So I prefer this super cheapo dehydrator that I bought a really long time ago. It was probably like 25 bucks at Walmart. So you don't need anything, a super fancy dehydrator to do this. So if you have the ability, I highly recommend. Have a great day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.